Learning English alone feels impossible, right? But what if I told you three simple steps could change everything and you can start today? And trust me, the last one is the most important. So, stick with me. Step 1, listening. The secret to absorbing spoken English. Picture this, you're washing dishes, cleaning your room, or just relaxing, and there's this amazing podcast playing in the background. Not just any podcast, one that speaks to your heart. Maybe it's about self improvement, true crime, technology, or even baking. Whatever makes your eye light up. But here's the thing, don't just listen to it once. That's like eating just one spoonful of ice cream. It's good, but you won't get the full experience. What I'm suggesting is this, listen to one episode multiple times. Yes, the same episode, again and again. You might think, won't that get boring? Nope, because each time you'll catch something new. Maybe the first time it's just about the story. The second time you notice how they pronounce certain words. By the third time, you're like, oh, I see how they use the phrases. I do this with my favorite podcast all the time. I play them while doing chores, exercising, or even when I'm just lying down, staring at the ceiling. Yes, I do that sometimes. And honestly, I listen to some episode 3 or 4 times in a week. Why? Because every time it's like a mini lesson. It puts so much spoken English in your head. You'll start noticing how native speakers form sentences, use idioms, and expresses ideas. It's like giving your brain a library of English structures and phrases to replicate. Plus, if you choose a podcast in the accent you're learning, be it American, British, or Australian, it helps you tune your ears to that specific way of speaking. This is like magic. You might not notice it immediately, but after weeks or months, when you suddenly use a phrase you heard without even thinking about it, you'll know it's working. What's your favorite podcast? Or if you don't have one yet, what kind of topic would you have to listen to? Let's exchange recommendations. Now that you're tuning your ears, let's focus on putting your thoughts into words. Step 2, writing. Make English your daily companion. Writing is your personal practice space, and it doesn't need to be fancy or perfect. Forget the grammar police or worrying about making mistakes. Nobody's going to see it unless you want them to. And the easiest tool for this? Your phone. That little device you carry everywhere, yes, even to the bathroom. Don't deny it. Use the Notes apps and it always with you, so there are zero excuses. What should you write about? Anything that feels natural to you. Maybe it's journaling, just writing about your day, how you feel or what's in your mind. Or if you're feeling creative, try writing a short story or poem. Got an assignment or essay idea? Jot it down in English. Maybe you're brainstorming business ideas. Do it in English. The key is consistency. Writing in English daily, even if it's just a few sentences, build a habit over time. You'll start noticing patterns, words you use often, phrases you struggle with, and ideas that flow naturally. This awareness helps you grow. And let's not forget writing improves your thinking in English. It's like a bridge between your thoughts and your words. So, Whether it's one line or 100, make writing in English a part of your life. What do you think you'll write about first? Your day? A story? Maybe an idea you've been thinking about? Share it below. Once you're writing more comfortably, it's time to expand your vocabulary. Step 3. Reading. The easiest way to expand your vocabulary. Okay, you're already reading something every day, whether it's Instagram captions, tweets, or random memes. So, why not turn that habit into a powerful English practice? Pick the easiest, most accessible thing around you. For example, if you're scrolling through social media, read the captions and comments in English. Got a favorite celebrity or influencer? Switch their posts to English. If you're someone who loves staying updated on world news and world events, follow news website in English or check the weather every day in English. It's such a small thing, but those tiny efforts adds up. And don't underestimate how much vocabulary you can pick up just from changing your phone or social media setting to English. And another tip, choose reading materials that match your level. Don't start with something super complicated like academic paper or Shakespearean plays, unless you're into that. Of course. If you love stories, find short novels or children's book. If you prefer facts, read blogs or articles about topics you enjoy. The goal here is exposure. The more you read, the more words, phrases, and ideas you absorb. And don't just skim. Take a moment to notice how sentences are structured or how words are used. You don't have to look up every word. Sometimes just understanding the context is enough. What's the easiest reading material you can find right now? A book, a blog, or even a social media post? Let me know how you'll start using reading to improve your English. These 3 steps, listening, writing, and reading, are like a trio of superpowers for improving your English, and you can do all of them at home alone and at your own pace. But here's the deal. They work best when you make them part of your daily life. Think of them as tiny habits that, when combined, lead to big results. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect and nobody expects you to be. Learning a language is messy, awkward, and full of funny moments, but we all learn. So, start small, choose one podcast, one writing topic, and one reading material. Be consistent and give yourself time. Before you know it, you'll look back and see how far you've come. And if you ever feel stuck or unsure, just remember this: you're not alone. I've been there too, sitting at home, wondering if I'll ever speak fluently, but step by step, I built my skills, and you can too. Now, go out there and make your English practice fun, meaningful, and yours, because honestly, you've got this. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.